Good morning, Abigail, and good morning to our viewers. Right now, we are in the University of Free State, and joining me is Dr. SeThulego Matebisi, who is teaching sociology here at the University of Free State, but also he's a political analyst. Doc, if you can just share with us your views on these delays in the final decision, on the final announcement of the ANC's decision in the recall of President Jacob Zuma. How do you view that?
Well, this has been going on for some time now, and I think one of the main things that the leaders of the African National Congress needs to do at this stage is to actually take the nation into confidence, because there have been a lot of delays around this whole issue of the recall of President Jacob Zuma. And the question is, how long is this going to take? Because we should remember this decision will have implications beyond the African National Congress. Potential investors in the country are looking at the situation in the country. We also know that there are rating agencies who are also looking at the political landscape in this country, and all these decisions, or all that very same delay, will have a huge implication on the future of the country.
Should the recall of President Jacob Zuma succeed now, what does this mean for the nation? What implications would it have? Because we understand that there are some that are saying that President Cyril Ramaphosa now has also, they've now shifted their confidence in him because of these particular delays. So what would it mean for the country if the president is recalled? Some of the opposition parties are even calling for early elections. What are such comments or such statements that are being made by our political leaders? What implication would there be?
I will start with the opposition party, the statement that you made about the opposition parties. I think they are also putting undue pressure on the African National Congress. For the very first time, I have seen the ANC being sincere about dealing with a matter that has huge implications for the country. And I honestly believe that opposition parties should allow and actually afford the African National Congress an opportunity to deal with this matter. But I think for Cyril Ramaphosa, a lot of people have described him as a very cautious leader. And unfortunately, in politics, you need to take decisions that at the end of the day can't wait for 2 or 3 months. But in this regard, I strongly believe that President Cyril Ramaphosa took a very calculated move by not drastically moving President or calling for President Jacob Zuma to relinquish his position, because there will be huge consequences. Remember, there's an election next year, so it all depends how the two different camps, because whether we like it or not, there are definitely camps of factionalism within factions within the African National Congress. And if you antagonize one group, the question is, you are going to need their support come 2019. But for the country, I strongly believe that perhaps for Cyril Ramaphosa, this was the right approach. We should remember, last week already, the NEC, there was an emergency NEC meeting that was supposed to take place. Cyril Ramaphosa postponed that because he strongly believed in negotiating instead of taking President Jacob Zuma out of his position. But at the end of the day, I think this delay will also cause a lot of doubts about his leadership capabilities.
Now, in terms of those that believe that they should strategically position themselves, should anything happen in terms of the dissolving of the cabinet or anything of that sort, what would you say about those that are now changing their tune? Before the conference, they were singing a different song. Now they are strategically positioning themselves.
Yeah, well, I can't blame African National Congress senior members who have aligned themselves with the Nkosazana Zuma camp. But what I will really be worried about and concerned with is when you've got members who from time to time strategically change positions on the basis of what they can benefit out of that. That is not the right approach, and I don't think it is good for the African National Congress and this country. And remember, some of these members are cabinet members, and they are actually ministers. And if they keep on, not being independent, at the end of the day, I don't think they make a significant contribution to contribute to the advancement of this country. But at the end of the day, this is the nature nature of politics, but let it not be to such an extent where at the end of the day the country has to pay a high price. And this is very unfortunate, where you sometimes find that leaders are actually aligning themselves or repositioning themselves so that there should not be consequences for them individually.
Any difference should President Cyril Ramaphosa take over on all these policies that President Jacob Zuma has taken a stand on? Do you think perhaps there will be any difference, as much as they say that these are ANC policies, ANC drafted policies subsequently used or used by government to govern the country?
Well, definitely one of my predictions is that definitely there may be a slight change in the position of the African National Congress in terms of the energy bill, the approach. We all know nuclear deal. Definitely, I've already heard some rumors that some of the ardent Cyril Ramaphosa supporters are against that deal. There may also be changes with regard to the so-called free education movement, where certain announcements may be made. But I can also foresee a situation there where there may definitely be once again another cabinet reshufflement, which at the end of the day, but if the Cyril camp is going to make wholesome changes, that will have once again a huge implication on the support of the African National Congress, because you will need every member of the ANC come 2019.
Thank you so much, Doc. That was Dr. Matebisi here at the University of Free State, just giving us his views on all the developments with the African National Congress. It's back to you in studio.